Yeah, great minds think alike.
Are we going to go back? I think so.
I can't see anything that will stop us.
I think so. I mean,
I don't
see anything drastic that has changed in terms of the way we manage our economy. So.
Yeah. I don't know that we've done anything to prevent it happening again.
Not at all.
And I mean, first we have to learn a lesson, right, in order to change our behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But who has learned a lesson in this country?
I don't know.
I don't think anyone has. I mean, the person who has managed our economy to the point where we are going to the IMF, the president insists that he's excellent.
Yeah, same person who said we're not going to go.
Yeah. The president says the guy is excellent. So, what lesson? No lesson has been learned.
At all.
So, yeah, I mean, and look, the thing that would prevent us is a fundamental shift in how our economy actually looks.
That is true.
Right? The identity of the economy itself would have to change. And you would think that now that we're going back for a 17th time and we're also ashamed of it, you would suddenly start seeing some one decision here, some one move there. You know, you won't wait.
Yeah, and what you see is that they talk about it. I think we know the solutions, but nobody's willing to act, and you wonder.
I don't actually think they know the solutions. These things, they've heard people say them. That's why they're also repeating them.
Okay.
That's my view. They've heard over the years, they've heard people say, we need to change the fundamental structure of the economy. Gaggesberg economy. They've heard the terms before. So they are repeating them. But what is step 1?
Yeah.
And then step 2. Then step 3. What are the steps? And who is supposed to take them? All I know is that they are urging and encouraging people. That's all I know. They will encourage people to keep prices down. They will encourage people to buy made in Ghana. Encourage.
While they import.
Is that how other countries did it? By encouraging? Anyway.
Well, they say some of the politicians are benefiting from imports as well. So, again, where is the will?
Is anyone surprised? The Council of State itself, Nankasa, that advises the president, one of their members is one of the biggest importers in the country of frozen foods. So what advice are they giving the president anyway? Anyway, she's encouraging him probably. It's time for us to be grateful to those who brought us the 6 a.m. news. I'm talking about Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. And Ghana Pay, your money, your way. The Joy Business Report now comes up. I encourage you to listen. It's brought to you by Cal Bank, Forward Together, and Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life. And of course, Cal Bank continues to be the solution if you want to forget to cash. They've got the Visa, MasterCard, and GH Link cards you can use everywhere. You can shop and make payments at virtual shops on the Cal Bank app, or you can use CalNet solutions for your payments, especially the regulatory payments to government via the Ghana.gov platform. It's a one-stop shop. So whatever you're doing, transferring funds, traveling, shopping, just do it with Cal Bank. Of course, you can get discounts of up to 20% from a range of partners when you pay using their channels. You want to know more? Why don't you call them 0800 500 500, or you can chat with them online on social media and on WhatsApp, or email customercare@calbank.net. The website is calbank.net. Go there to know more about their discount partners. Forget to cash. Simply go digital with Cal Bank Forward Together. Now, however safe travel may seem, there's always risk, and the consequences could be dire. Thank God for Glyco Life Travel Insurance, so that you can be covered by their solid international network in case of medical and emergency situations, including COVID-19. You also get personal 24-hour assistance, as well as replacement for lost baggage, passport, driving license, ID cards, and any other equivalent consular documents, as well as, of course, cover for personal accident, personal liability, compensation for trip cancellation or curtailment, and losses and delays that last over 4 hours. Call Glyco Life on 0302 218 500 or 020 222 2113, and that's a WhatsApp number as well. Get in touch for a travel insurance policy that best suits your needs for an enjoyable travel and absolute peace of mind. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, international research institution Fitch Solutions forecasts a disinflation process throughout next year, expecting average inflation of 18%. Also, Association of Ghana Industries demands clear policy direction from government on the importation of some products, and government's quest to reduce fuel prices questioned after primary distributors' margin is increased by 6 pesos effective the 1st of November. Details coming up. My name is Daryl. Kwawu. Thanks for being with us this morning. International research institution Fitch Solutions is forecasting a disinflation process throughout next year following an expected program from the International Monetary Fund and the stabilization of the cedi. It expects inflation to average about 18% in 2023 from the over 30% in 2022. Mike Kwiniga is senior country risk analyst at Fitch Solutions and says this is necessary for economic growth.
Throughout 2023, as the exchange rate stabilizes on an expected IMF view, it will remain elevated at an average of 18.7%. As such, it will continue to exert downside pressure on household purchasing power and corporate profit margins and thus limit economic growth. Both Ghana's fiscal and external accounts are under significant pressure at the moment. However, we expect that a likely IMF deal will improve both Ghana's fiscal metrics as well as limit risks to its external position in 2023.
You had a senior country risk analyst at Fitch Solutions, Mike Kwiniga. Now, the Dean of the University of Cape Coast Business School, Professor John Gache, is warning that delays in presenting the national budget could affect the 2023 financial planning of the private sector. According to him, private businesses benchmark their targets to government's forecast for growth and expenditure to determine the amount of goods and services that must be produced in the coming years. Now, the finance minister was initially scheduled to deliver the budget by middle of November, but the date has been postponed indefinitely to allow a meeting with officials of the International Monetary Fund. Professor Gache cautioned that undue delays could affect the planning of private sector businesses.
We have also not achieved policy announcements that resonate with the business environment and the people. That is also lacking now, and that provides a lot of signal that would drive corporate policy and strategy formulation going forward. And that gap ought to be filled as early as possible, because apart from the fiscal calendar for the country, corporate entities have their own calendar going into 2023. We are starving them of the needed policy direction to plan and execute their broad strategies.
You heard economist Professor John Gache. The Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, is demanding a clear policy guidance from the government on the ban on importation of some goods. It says the current policy does not support its efforts in curbing imports and encouraging self-reliance. Speaking to Joy Business, Greater Accra chairman of the AGI, Chonam Akpelo, said if government is able to provide a clear policy direction on imports, it would boost exports.
I've seen investors from the US who wanted to invest in rice in West Africa. They decided not to come to Ghana. They decided to go to Nigeria because of clarity of policy. Because they know that in Nigeria, the policy is so clear that once you invest in rice, you have ready market and you have value for your money. But Ghana, the policy is not clear. Because on one side, we appear to be supporting importation of rice. And on another breath, you see officials making comments as though they are supporting production of local rice. But we are not interested in the comment. We really want to see clarity in policy giving us instructions about whether we're banning some of importation of some of these products.
Greater Accra chairman of the AGI, Chonam Akpelo there. The government's quest to reduce prices of petroleum products at the pumps has again been questioned by some operators after the National Petroleum Authority directed players to increase the primary distributor's margin by 6 pesos effective the 1st of November. George Rafe has details.
The National Petroleum Authority, in an email to the oil marketing companies and other players, directed them to increase the primary distributor's margin from 7 pesos on the price build-up to 13 pesos per litre on diesel and petrol. It also covered other petroleum products on the market. The authority in the email maintained that this is in line with the current economic conditions, hence the increase. The margin takes care of the cost of transporting petroleum products to other depots in the country. Now, this meant that you paid 6 pesos more for fuel last week Tuesday, when this was not due to the city's depreciation as well as the cost of importing finished petroleum products. Some of the oil marketing companies have told Joy Business that prices could have gone down if it hadn't been this margin review. For some of these players, at the time that government is looking for cheaper sources of petroleum products to reduce prices at the pumps locally, they find this move by the state as interesting. Some have also argued that why can't government use the windfall from crude oil revenue to finance the shortfall with some of these margins? This is because of the impact of an increase in fuel prices on inflation and the broader economy.
George Affairs report, the Ghana Stock Exchange will be engaging policymakers and stakeholders to find a solution to the high cost of capital. The situation, which has been affecting listed companies, is also having an impact on the stock market. Addressing shareholders and fund managers of Bayport Financial Services at its Facts Behind the Figures program, Deputy Managing Director of the Exchange, Abna Amwa, expressed worry that cost of credit is adversely affecting market performance.
We all note that the current environment has meant that a lot of the yields have risen, which is making the cost of borrowing very expensive for our corporate issuers. And so we call on our policymakers, all of us, our fund managers, to work together to bring the cost of capital down so that our companies, our investors can have a sustainable financing model that creates jobs, that creates goods and services. So we will continue to engage with our policymakers as well as with the market to see what we can do to bring the cost of capital down, all of us working together.
With a focus on cost containment, Bayport recorded strong financial performance with profit after tax going up by 65% to 28 million cedis in the first half of this year. Now, to ensure strict standardization processes within the insurance sector, a Deputy Finance Minister, Abnel Asare, is urging players to partner with the regulator to achieve such feat. According to her, this is necessary in streamlining the activities of the sector. Speaking at the inauguration of the new head office for Activa International Insurance, she called for effective digitization processes to boost the sector.
Insurance companies must have complementary hardware and software to effectively address these concerns from the public. The software must be anchored on people, partnerships, and technology, which must seek to, 1, ensure effective communication during sales and claim times. We must also promote professionalism in handling clients. In terms of partnership, we must join forces with other insurers to intensify public awareness. We must also partner with the regulator to ensure standardization across the sector.
Abnel Asare is a Deputy Finance Minister. ActionAid Ghana says inadequate funding to tackle climate change-related problems is affecting productivity of smallholder farmers. Its country director, John Inko, is asking government to leverage the ongoing 27th conference of the parties on climate change to secure funding to safeguard local farmers in their quest to increase productivity. He spoke to Joy Business at the National Climate Change Seminar.
The required investment to be able to significantly build the resilience of communities is where we think there are gaps, and that relates with government's capacity to be able to raise the needed resources. You see, so we call on government, especially that we are demanding for loss and damage, that one, government have responsibility to work with CSOs at COP27 to amplify the voices for polluter countries such as the United States of America, the Western nations, to contribute towards the climate change fund, so that such funds can be channeled into poor countries and used for adaptation methodologies, build community resilience, so that we can be able to withstand the shocks of climate change.
John Inko, the country director for ActionAid Ghana. Next, she was a major supplier of juices for hotels and domestic airlines. Then the pandemic struck. Lockdowns were imposed, hotels and airlines began to revise their budgets, and she was affected. Now, Sarah Mwako, CEO of Vineyard Exotics, is having to start all over again, and she's bouncing back. Each day, she says, is an opportunity to try something new and add to the over 20 recipes she has already made. Today on the Joy Business Van, we find out what is unique about what she does. Here's a bit of it. Vineyard Exotics started in 2005. Sarah remembers it started from her mom's kitchen. At the time, she was expecting a baby. She needed something healthy for herself and her baby. Sarah, before she started Vineyard Exotics, did a bit of study on the herbs grown in Ghana and the benefits derived from them. To make her juice business stand out, she decided to specialize in the mixture of herbs, flowers, and fruits, including exotic fruits.
Herbs are very medicinal. They prevent many things in our bodies. We don't have to take, because we don't know, the world still has not, have not been able to come to the conclusion on the dosage of herbs. It can still be used in our foods. My idea of mixing herbs, flowers, and fruits is to put a little bit of herbs in what we drink, so that every day we're taking in something which is very good, which can prevent a lot of diseases in our bodies.
All right, make a date. Full episode airing at 1 p.m. right after the Joy Business Report, 5 p.m. on Business Live on the Joy News channel. Before we go, let's check the markets for you. Let's begin with the currency market. The dollar going for 14 cedis 50 pesos, the euro going for 13 cedis 70 pesos, and the pound selling at 15 cedis 70 pesos. On the commodity market, crude oil dropped marginally to open trading at $94 a barrel. Gold is selling at $1,708 an ounce after losing about $3. Cocoa, however, gained $38 to open trading at $2,524 a ton. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Kwawu. Thanks for listening. I encourage you to continue listening to the Super Morning Show with Koji Yankson.
Yes.